So you might be wondering whether you want to choose between the Speed or the Scrambler 400. The Scrambler's a little bit taller, it doesn't suit everybody, but when I chose the Scrambler between the two, it was because of roads like this. The higher suspension and the slightly more off-road focus just means it can handle little roads like this a bit better. Ultimately, I don't think there's a whole lot of difference between the two bikes. The Speed would probably be fine in this road as well, but for me the Scrambler was the better choice. It's an absolutely beautiful day up here in the north coast. We're heading to one of my favourite spots. It's going to include a fairly rough gravel and stone track, so that'll be a good test of the Scrambler's off-road capabilities. Going to go right up to the top of some of the most stunning cliffs. Let's take a wee right here. I really love this area, it's one of my favourite places to go. And because it's up here on the other side of the River Bann on the north coast, you don't really get a whole lot of people. Everybody stays in the kind of Port Stewart, Port Rush side, and there's not really a whole lot of people around here. Oh, that's not, is that the road? No, that's not the road. Look at that. That's the Inishowen Peninsula over there across the water. It's Donegal. Is this my turn? Ah, here we go. This is, no, that's not the road either. This is the road, and it's open. Great. So this is the first time I've been on this sort of a track on this bike. I'm sure it's going to be fine. But again, you can see here the more road focused bike. It was areas like this that made me choose the Scrambler over the Speed. If you choose the Speed, I'm sure you won't regret it. But I had this in mind whenever I made my choice. I'm not really sure I'd call the Scrambler an actual off-road bike. It's got that sort of aesthetic, but you know, it's not all about looks, is it? Having said all that, it's handling this really well. No problems here at all. Feeling pretty good. So yeah, when we got up here, there's a nice man-made lake at the top, which is pretty cool. And then from the top of the cliffs, you can just see for miles in every direction. It's really special. So yeah, this is fine. As I said, it's the first time I've had the bike on anything like this. Anything that's not smooth tarmac. Bike seems to be handling it really well. It's a little bit squirmy. I did have a dirt bike when I was a kid, so I'm kind of used to the squirminess. No big deal. A few big bumps there. Oh. Got to plan your route a little bit, avoid the worst of the divots. There's the lake. It is regularly stocked with trout, I think, as well. So you do see the odd fisher person up here. Getting a bit out of breath. And there we go. Check that out. Such a beautiful calm day. It's usually really windy up here, and not today. It's perfect. Ooh, scary. It's Benone Beach, McGilligan Point, Inishowen Peninsula behind that. This is called Lockfoyle. And the city of Derry, stroke Londonderry, right down there. Yeah, it's 400 or 500 meters down. I'll try not to fall today. And I'm wearing a helmet. I'm not sure that would do much good. That's a really cool road down there as well. Might get on that in a bit. Whew, getting a bit hot. It's all well and good when you're on the motorbike, but as soon as you stop and you don't have that airflow, it really starts to get warm. So that's Benevena, or Benevena, whatever way you want to say it. Of course, we're not finished yet. Gonna head back down this road, back into Coleraine, and out the other side, and then we're back in the coast road for the whole way home. Close my visor here because we're catching flies. So the bike's held up really well on this road. Not had any issues. I'm not off it yet, to be fair. Handles it really well. That bigger wheel up front deals with those bumps quite, and that's the difference, isn't it, between this and the Speed. I'm not sure you'd have any problems coming up here on the Speed. It's maybe more of a psychological thing. I probably wouldn't even try this on a, you know, on that road focused bike. The Scrambler style just gives you that little bit more freedom. I think he's going to let me pass, happy days. And there we go, we came that way, so we'll head down this way. We'll get onto that road that we saw earlier from the top of the cliff. Listen to that overrun. Oh yes. There's some really good mountain bike trails in this forest as well. They're not official trails. They're just built by whoever builds these things. But it's pretty hardcore. They're mostly classed as black. So very much a kind of advanced mountain biker type of thing. And when you're walking in the forest itself, you do see quite a lot of bikers. Mountain bikers, that is. So we're just coming down the side here. The big cliffs that we're on are just over to the left. Got a similar type of view, look at that. That peninsula in front of us, the Inishowen Peninsula, has the most northerly point of the island of Ireland. If the weather stays good this week or next, I'm going to take a spin up there, check it out, and then maybe continue a bit more along that west coast, along what's known as the Wild Atlantic Way, which isn't really anything other than a series of signposts to help the tourists get around. Now, I think I want to take a right here. Oh, that says Benevena. No, let's go left. I'm a sucker for a sign that says scenic route. And as always, I've just remembered I forgot my earplugs, so I'm gonna have to pull over somewhere and get those in. It's fine at these sort of speeds. Once you get up to 50 or 60, the wind noise is pretty brutal. Earplugs are definitely the way to go. Of course, it means you can't hear the lovely engine, but it also means you don't go deaf, so that's good. Okay, let's take a right here then. Nice and easy around this corner. A little bit deep, that's okay. Spot there. Let's just pull over and sort out these earplugs. Heading back into the lovely Port Stewart. Just over there to the left is where we've just been, that big cliff you can see. You probably can't see, but I can see it. So that makes good video. Port Stewart's one of the few towns along the coast here that has an unofficial bike park. You'll see what I mean when we get there. There's a couple of these towns, Port Stewart and Ballycastle in particular, where there's areas that have just become traditional for bikers to park and meet, talk, and it's really cool. Just speak to random people, have something in common straight away. A really diverse crowd of like old retirees. You've got young fellas on the liter bikes that are insane. You've got older retirees that are on classic Nortons, classic Triumphs. GSs are popular as well. And there's a few Harleys about. These types of roads, I don't think Harleys really suit them, to be honest. Especially not when you go on further out from the coast from here, where it's all a bit more twisty, bumpy. Nothing wrong with Harleys, it's just not really their natural environment, you know, it's not what they're designed for. The unofficial bike parks here in front of us, looks like there's a few bikes there. Not too many. Sometimes, especially on a Sunday, this whole road, this whole footpath where we're going to park here is covered in bikes. There's hundreds of them. Oh, there's quite a few. But yeah, Sunday evening in particular, this place is covered in bikes. There's quite a few today, but well, that was pretty good. Had a hot dog, some chips, fed birds. Normally I get a little bit down when it comes to the end of the day and you're on the way home, but not in this case, because we're going home by the coast road. Hell yeah. Of course, we've got to go through Portrush first. Alright, alright. Oh, there's the peelers. Might be after them two fellas that have just gone past. Past this guy. There we go. There we go, we're in the Ballycastle. Lovely run along the north coast. I think I might stop here and put my jumper on, it's getting a bit cool. Whoa, loads of bikes. See, this is what I was saying before about how the bikes park here. This is another time where that happens as well. Just gonna let these guys across. And there you can just see the whole range of bikes and bikers. Oh, Ballycastle, it's cool. There's a massive Hayabusa there. So yeah, that was Ballycastle on a Wednesday night. That's the way it's like all the time. There's always tons of bikes there. It's brilliant. You see some amazing bikes. There was a Hayabusa there tonight. Back in the 30 before we go on to one of the best roads around here, Cushendall Road, up over the top of these glens. Cleaned my visor, got flies on it already. It's just the way it is in a calm day. I caught a massive fly right in the lens of my GoPro just after this, so we'll have to end the video here.
we'll check out the rest of this road some other time. I promise you it's well worth the wait. Do all the YouTube stuff while you're here. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end. See you soon.